Hello and welcome to Star Wars Saturdays. I know this is a very bizarre thing as I, Ferret, the most majestic mustelid across a galaxy far, far away, am the one hosting this Star Wars Saturdays, basically adult cartoon show this go around. Don't worry, it's not Family Guy. It's more, well, a good anime, let's say, for Star Wars Saturdays. This is the heist of a lifespan. We are rescuing clones. And we are running this with Burning Hearts Forever, a wonderful PBTA hack, and running it with people from the Gauntlet RPG community. That is the gauntlet-rpg.com, a community of gamers that focus mainly on indie, some OSR, some more niche games, but there's even been some D&D and other classical stuff going up on the calendar lately. There's usually over 100 sessions a month, so if you're interested in RPing with cool and awesome people and maybe getting to some Star Wars Saturdays yourself, because they're also run on Sundays and sometimes even other days. Saturdays are just a random moniker that we need to use. So check us out at the gauntlet-rpg.com. That said, I am again Ferret. I use any and all pronouns because I am probably some alien species that we have not yet discovered in the Star Wars universe. When so, I hope to figure out what biome my planet has. But I have gathered several wonderful players with me. Each has created a great bounty hunter for this run through of Star Wars Saturdays. So I will start letting my players introduce themselves before we go around and introduce characters. So starting in character keeper order and picking on the one who invented Star Wars Saturdays himself. Rich, please introduce yourself.
Hello, I almost talked on mute, which is a great way to kick it off. I'm Rich. I use the he, him pronouns, and I am so excited that Ferret is running a game that I get to play in the Star Wars universe. Thank you so much, Ferret. I do the Star Wars Saturdays most often. It was wild waking up this morning and not frantically getting ready to run a game. So I don't know how people do this. It's so weird, just being a player and being able to like show up and collaborate and have fun. It's wild. It's wild. I'm happy to be here.
Yes. Up next, Stephen.
Should we also introduce characters?
No, we'll go back around and do that.
So my name is Steven. My pronouns are he, him, and I like playing in Star Wars Saturdays. I've been doing it for a while. And I think that's about it. Yeah.
No sweat. Brian.
Yeah, I'm Brian, he, him, and I think I've been in like a Star Wars Sunday or two. But
yeah.
I don't know that I've ever actually been in a Star Wars Saturday, like one Saturday game.
Well, welcome to the Glow Up. And last but not least, Sydney.
Hi, everybody. I'm Sydney. I also have no concept of pronouns. Use whatever you feel like. And I am our team's designated never seen a Star Wars outside of a movie player. So I will be here to be getting things wrong and not knowing jack shit.
We will always just say it's the Jawa explanation for it because Jawas aren't really explored in Star Wars as far as I know.
It's the advantage of playing an ignorant dirt farmer. I don't have to know things.
It's a wonderful thing. But that said, let's go back around and introduce. Just describe your character, your playbook, and maybe who got you here to start things out. So Refi, I believe it is. Rich, would you like to introduce
It
them?
is. I am playing a Imperials. Those are the green-skinned folks that you may know, like Luminara is one of them. They're green-skinned human folk. And I found a cool pick that sub for a Imperials. Refi is the playbook known as the Forsworn, which means they work for the bad guys. Refi uses the they, them pronouns. And so they work for the bad guys in their heart, which is like it always makes me feel a little like a magical girl in its inspiration. The heart is the thing that you use to use your cool powers. Doesn't have to be a lightsaber. Definitely isn't for Refi. Refi's heart is a distant heart with the far and reload tags. I also added an extra to the heart. My heart doesn't let go, which means that the restraining tag is added to the base for Refi's big honking gun. Because in the picture I found for Refi, they had a big honking gun. So there you go. It is a Forsworn with a sniper rifle and a devil may care attitude.
And who are your evil employers?
Oh, good point. My evil employer is a one particular Kaminoan. Lyman, or that, are we saying Lim? Lim. I like Lim
Lim
better.
Uin.
Lim Uin, which I am going to put a note in there, phonetically spelling that. And Lim Uin has hired me to retrieve the technology. Maybe, cloning secrets. Maybe not so worried about the clones themselves. Maybe that's not part of the contract.
Nicely done. Up next, besides the Kaminoans, who hired you, I believe, is also the last one of the three main offerings on the NPC table. Do you think got you involved in this, or at least thinks they did?
Oh, I didn't catch this part. So I need to choose.
Well, yeah, you can think about it while we come back around. So which
Cool.
of the top three NPCs?
The Mordred, Jux, or the Chainbreakers? Okay,
yes.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right.
So yeah, let's
I'll think
go
with that.
next to Cam, our wonderful other bounty hunter.
So today I'm playing Cam Grot. Cam Grot is a Lasat. The Lasats are from the Rebels cartoon. They're actually, the look is actually based off of the original sketches for a Wookiee. So they're big and strong and that kind of stuff. Cam is driven by proving his worth to his people. His people revere the warrior, and he's trying to make his way and gain in their estimation of him. I am the hero playbook, and my heart is 1 harm, hand to hand, 2 armor, and slow. But let's see, it has armor piercing, and it's actually has an extra harm, so it's a total of 2 harm. And it is the image I took is the Lasat have a bow staff or a bow rifle. And I think the rifle, because it doesn't have the far tag or the close tag, the rifle part doesn't work. So he uses it mainly as a staff, right, to hit people with. And it's a vicious looking thing. Let's see, is there anything else? So the heart that I chose is a heart for protecting others. So I can help protect others a little bit better. Yeah. I have some the hero's journey move, which allows me to do I want to visit a strange place, and I want to let my insecurities out and things like that. I'm also going to be appealing to villains and trying to get them to become good. And I think that's about it. Yeah.
And I think you said your heroic ideal is that of the warrior of your people, correct?
Yeah, that's right.
Gotcha.
And the person who hired me is Jux. Jux hires me. Jux is a droid that has been freed, and she sees freeing of all sapient beings as something worthy in this world. And Cam has his people have been subjugated enough, and he comes cheap if he's trying to prove his worth, and it's a good cause. So I think Jux has no problem hiring him for a low cost. Yeah.
Gotcha. Just keep thinking of that NPC relationship when we get to string questions. So yeah.
Okay.
So up next, Varsk. I believe I said that correct.
I guess we decided right now that that's the correct. That's fine. Yeah, Varsk sounds right. Varsk is he is a Bothan, kind of on the short side, furry aliens, because the one mention of them in actual Star Wars, they're like spies. So of course, as a species, they're all often shadowy spy type aliens. But yeah, Varsk probably isn't quiet enough to be a stereotypical Bothan. But yeah, he is on the more daring side for a frozen, and he has a restless heart, which means it's at its best when he's doing something risky, and it's a close, so I guess it's not a rifle, but just a hand blaster, I guess would fit that description. And yeah, despite the fact that he would never say that he cares about anyone, his heart is actually better at he gets armor when he's defending someone, and he's better at soothing a heart. So maybe there's some warmth under that frozen exterior.
Nice. And do you have an idea of who hired you, or are you going with that?
No, it's definitely the chain breakers. Varus definitely appreciates an employer where he doesn't actually have to meet with anyone in person.
That's fair. And finally, our wonderful little fellow, Emmet.
Well, once upon a time, there was a war droid called A62, who was a bit of a dark horse, kind of known as likely on a planet to be known for saving a villages as wiping it off the face of the map from orbit. Pretty dangerous hero. Some folks saw as the folk hero. I'm not playing A62. I'm playing the Jawa that found most of its remains and cobbled them together into like a little personal mech that it could use to play at being a cool badass bounty hunter. And that's what I'm about. So yeah, Emmett is a Jawa who has scavenged this person out, like this persona for itself. Was hired by the chain breakers is maybe a generous reading of how that went. He mostly intercepted a signal and decided that's what he was going to be doing. I'm pretty sure if they know that he's going on this mission, they think it's actually A62.
That is fair. And could you describe what A62 is like as your heart?
Yeah, A62 is a raging heart, which means I like to threaten people with the rocket launcher extension. I haven't actually figured out how to get it to work. So it's mostly 3 harm, hand messy. I just get in there and start swinging with all my mechanical fury. So yeah, I still am working out how this thing actually functions since it's stolen. So I have trial and error, so I mark experience when I break my heart. It's strange yet familiar, so I'm still playing around and sometimes discover completely new features to it. And I can also push my heart to its limits to cause it to break. My heart works even when it's damaged, and my heart is agile, so I get +1 when I'm doing something risky. So I'm basically just going to be throwing myself into the chaos and figuring it out as it goes. He's a very feisty, insecure little gremlin.
That is what I like to hear. So let's go back around and start doing strings. I think we will get like 1 question per person, stagger around and go about it. So Refi, do you think about who legally hired you for this mission?
I think the chain breakers, which I almost accidentally called the chain smokers. Chain breakers.
I got hired by the chain smokers. That's a weird deep cut in this world.
That's a deep cut. Yeah. No, chain breakers hired them. Or at least that's what the chain breakers thinks.
Gotcha.
Cool.
So, yeah,
so the first relation stringy thing I think I'm going to offer up is there's so many good ones here. Let's see. Stephen, how do you feel about the possibility of Refi and Cam having worked on a job before?
I think that sounds good. Yeah.
Okay, then Cam Grot covered for me when I couldn't finish a job. I'm giving Cam Grot 2 strings on Refi.
Nice. So mark that Cam, and then we will move on to you, Cam, to get your first backstory relationship question.
Sydney, is it okay if Emmett believes from the bottom of their heart that you are the hero everyone needs?
If I believe that of you,
Yeah. Yes.
um,
Does that fit okay?
yeah, I can be down with that.
Okay. I'm gonna put that down. And that's take 2 strings on them. I think that's me. I take 2 strings.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you would take Cam would take 2 strings on Emmett.
Okay.
Okay. So next, Vars, your first relationship question.
Who can see over your my facade?
Not me. I don't think Emmett has that many people skills.
I could see Refi. So what's the facade
Yeah.
again?
I mean, just the frozen exterior
Of not caring about anyone?
of not caring about anyone.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I could totally see through your facade. It's how I use you. I
Yep.
mean, it's how I reach out to you.
Okay, take 2 strings on me.
Sweet.
Nice. And Emmett.
I think what's Refi's like personality, like vibe when hanging out with the rest of the bounty hunters?
I think they try to exhibit a very professional, possibly cold demeanor. But I don't think they sell it incredibly well. It's like they realize they're playing. It seems as if they're playing a role. Like there's a tick where you may see emotional, and then, but no, they say this totally like cool and professional type deal. Does that make sense? Is that too much?
Yeah, no, I dig that. In that case, I'm gonna go with I think I'm never gonna be as great as Refi, because Emmett really wants to be that cool professional badass, and just super is not. Like I can't even do a fake one.
Nice.
So you get a string on me.
Yay. I love it. Thanks, Emmett.
Yep. And we will now go backwards. So Varsk, back to you.
Cam, could we have used to have been best friends?
Yeah, that sounds great.
Okay, and we each take a string on each other.
Okay.
Yes, and when you are done marking that down, Cam, give your next relationship question.
Okay, so Varsk, could you be jealous of the attention that I get? We used to be best friends, but now you're jealous? Does that fit?
Sure.
Yeah. Take a string on them. Okay. And I'll write that down.
Cool. I guess I'm next. I
Yep.
believe that my employer told me to harm Emmett of the A62, but I didn't.
All right.
I take 2 strings on you.
Nice.
Which employer?
The Kaminoan, definitely not the chain smokers.
Yeah, and so we don't end up with 2 people on the ends without that. Let's do your final PC one, Refi.
Nice. I get snake order and Sydney
Yeah.
didn't. Like me more.
No, Cindy's getting it at the end, so don't worry.
Damn it. Okay. All right. Let's see. So I gotta get one to Vars here. What does Vars want? Why is Vars doing this job? Like, what does Vars care about? And if you're at the Discover It and Play, Brian, that's totally cool. I just was curious if you had that in your mind.
Yeah, I don't know that I have.
Okay.
I gotta think about that for a second.
That's all good. That's all good. We've got a few sessions. We will figure it out. I don't know if I could answer that right off the bat either. I think Vars covered for me when I couldn't finish a job. I think you know that the employer told me to take out Emmett, and if that's cool. And so you covered for me with the Kaminoan, which means you know about that I'm actually secretly working for a Kaminoan. Uh-oh, what's that going to be? Oh, I've created so much trouble. So cool. You get 2 strings on me.
And we'll go back to Cam.
So Refi, I have this image in my head. Are you kind of a badass fighter?
Oh yeah, totally reserved. Way back, like death from above or death from far away kind of deal. Occasionally has a quip or a one-liner.
In that case, how about if you're training me?
Ooh, I like that.
Okay, so you get 3 strings on me and I get 1 on you.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, Cam. Got 3 on you.
Yes. And Vars.
So what are the options? Emmett, are you mesmerized by my style? Are you worried about me? Are you the one person I can open up to? Did I embarrass myself in front of you?
I might be. It depends on what you'd be looking for in somebody you can open up to, right? Because like Emmett's not exactly like discreet or empathetic, but they also like they have like that ADHD listener energy where like you can tell them stuff and they definitely won't tell anybody else because they will have forgotten.
I mean, does Varsk think you're a droid? And maybe that's
Yeah, potentially.
so. Maybe it's like, oh, I can tell you're a droid. You're not. I'm not really being vulnerable to a person.
Yeah, like a person. Yeah, I can be. Yeah, I can see that. I'm down with that.
I mean, that seems good.
Yeah, you each get 2 strings on each other.
We
for
each
that
take
one.
2 strings.
Yeah. So then next, Emmett, your final 2.
My final 2. Okay.
Or the PC ones at least.
Okay. Who pities me?
I think that's probably Can. And I think Can's perspective of that is, you know, your tools are the things that make you strong. But outside of, do you ever come outside of your suit?
Potentially, yeah. I think maybe Emmett kind of like holds up the facade, but you might have seen the Jawa like hanging around. I think maybe Emmett has like a cover story of like, oh, I'm the mechanic. I help out with A62.
Cool. Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
But yeah, so you guys would be familiar with the Jawa, but not necessarily aware that I'm the one who goes on the missions. I think maybe Refi does, because you got the mission brief.
Right.
But yeah.
Yeah, so I think Cam's perspective then is you're just the mechanic back at home that's servicing A62, and A62 is a badass, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm the hired help getting dragged into these dangerous missions.
That's right. Cool.
So was the job that Refi have to take out the droid or to take out the Jawa?
Oh, that's a great question. I think the droid, for some heroic act that the droid did, because we established that. Yeah,
I think it might be interesting if your employers were the people who took out A62 in the first place.
Oh, sweet.
And then all of a sudden there's like some Jawa is keeping this mythos alive and spreading rumors that we fucked up our job. No, you got to shut that down.
Nice. I like that. I'm definitely adding that in. That's fantastic. Nice question and setup. I like that.
All right.
And your other one to Vars.
All right. Is it, Varsk, do you think it's interesting if I broke your heart accidentally? It can be literally or metaphorically. It could be like I hurt your feelings, or it could be I fucked around with your gun while you weren't looking.
Sure.
All right. It's up to you how you think that went down. Would it have, I'm curious, did you figure out that I'm actually a Jawa and that broke your heart because you had opened up to me and you're like, shit.
I could also see it being a thing where like some people some people getting too close to discovering it. It's like, oh, I need to use this gun real quick. Unknowing mechanical strength crushes gun for a bit.
Yeah, or just the Jawa was running around like tinkering with stuff of like, oh well, if I take this apart, maybe it'll explain why A62's gun isn't working. Then I can do that. Oh crap. I took it apart. I don't know what this part does. Oops.
Yeah, I think it's fun if Vars doesn't really know yet, but yeah, I mean this incident may have because it's like, whoa, this is some undroid-like behavior from this droid. Like this is yeah.
All right, but yeah, you get 3 strings on me from that, and then I get 1 more on you.
And now we'll try and tie into at least one NPC with the relationship question.
Okay.
So I will let's keep on if you're fine powering through, Sydney.
I might have to stop and read some of these first.
Gotcha. Let's go to Vars then. And this can be to any of the people who hired you, any of the NPCs
Mhm.
that are on there. We can create a new NPC and tie them to you if you'd like, whatever you are interested in.
I guess I need to look at some of these other NPCs. Well, I think it's with Jux. We've established Varsk is maybe friendlier with droids than anyone else. So which one is it? I guess I embarrassed myself in front of Jux, and they get a string on me. What did I do? Um, I mean, I guess the obvious thing to me just feels like he someone she was trying to free or protect. He protected somebody, you know, that he wasn't even hired to do. So she got a glimpse of that. He actually cares.
Ooh, I like that. Nice. So yes, Cam, next is you.
I think Lim Uan is my rival, and we each take 2 strings on each other. I like that
Nice.
interaction. Let me verify and check with Refi because that's one of your bosses, right?
Yeah, that sounds great.
Yeah.
I'm training you, but
Yeah.
you're rivals with my boss, but it's my secret boss, so that's fine. I don't care.
Yeah.
Very
I think I probably
professional.
badmouth them while we're training and stuff. Yeah.
Well, I'm signing an
'Cause-
NDA, so it's fine. Don't
Yeah.
worry.
Because the Kaminoan is basically all about, you know, subjugating people. And I'm like, we got to take them down. Cool.
Like it.
That's fair. Refi.
So, want to check in with everyone, make sure this is cool. I've been thinking in the back of my head that Refi, I chose the needs the money for someone else in character creation, and as we've been talking, and I think like pregame, you're like single dad thing you're talking about, Ferret. Maybe perhaps stumble into this idea, and I want to make sure it's cool with everybody. But I was thinking about choosing starting relationship of you started working for your employer for the sake of someone. I like that one. It makes sense. It gives it some like solidity for why I'm doing the thing I do and why I do terrible things. And here's where I was considering going. It, of course, I could reveal it later, but I'm going to put it out on the table. You started working for your employer for, I'm going to go with Keen, Q-I-N, Keen's sake. So I'd take 3 strings on them, give them a string on me. And Keen would be, and this is so we could use those strings, Ferret. So this is the part where it gets a little weird, and I want to make sure everybody's cool with it. Keen's the genetic material of Refi's child that Lim has said, yeah, I'll clone your son. That's fine. I'll clone your son. So go do these terrible things. And so we could have interaction. Perhaps the like genetic material is in some kind of thing that Refi could talk to. But it doesn't have to be that. It could just be the genetic material, and I have dreams about it, and that's how the strings get used. I don't know. I'm just trying to offer it up as a possible, like, you know, like in TV shows, you have to be able to talk to the thing kind of a deal.
I like the gist of that. If everyone's okay with that, I would be thinking of like maybe some kind of like this vial that has like literally liquid consciousness in it that he will transfer to a body that's been like fully, like, you know, there's always that difference between, you know, making the body and making the mind. It's like maybe you have to make them both separately, so you can like you don't like, you know, create a clone that doesn't love you as something or doesn't care about you because they have no meaning for you anymore. But you literally like have like this vial of their mind on you that you can talk to and shit like that, if that's okay with you.
I love that. I just want to make sure everybody else isn't squicked or weirded out by that.
I'm here for that.
Yep.
There's like a bit that came off of the latest season of Doctor Who that I actually liked, which is there's a futuristic character who is pregnant, and they had like a little, like, basically sci-fi Tamagotchi kind of thing that was like either like representative of or somehow connected to like her fetus, so she could talk to it, and it would like have like emoticons and respond to her in kind of like really basic ways. So you could do something like that where it's like there's like a little micro droid thing that's kind of attached to this and can kind of like communicate back and forth between the two of you, like basic things, can listen to what you're saying and give really simple responses, stuff like that.
Well, if you look at the picture that I'm using for Refi, the character has this like little shoulder thing, which looks like a targeting mechanism. Maybe that's it. It's got the genetic material for their son, so they could look around and do stuff. But as far as the Refi says, oh yeah, that's my targeting mechanism.
Yeah, I'll make a space for them. I'll put they have 3 strings on you.
I have 3 strings on them. They have 1 string on me.
Gotcha. That's what I need to know. So
I've put them in, but I don't think from jump that my employer has a string on me unless I give that to them. So cool. Thank you guys for being open to that weirdness.
Hell yeah.
that's what. And let's go back to Emmett for your NPC tie.
Yeah, I think it's for Moshel Mo Faza, if I said that correctly. And I think I begged them to let me have a heart, but they couldn't do anything about it.
Ooh.
So they get 2 strings on me. So I think that this was like pre-A62. I was like, I want to get off this planet. I want to be somebody. I want to do something cool. And they were like, get away from here.
I don't speak your language. I will kick you.
So yeah, that would be somebody who would have the possibility of knowing me from before.
Yeah, this all seems good. I think we, with this part of character creation done, it might be time for the first break of the session. When we get back, welcome back. We are going to start this game of Heists of a Lifespan off with, I think there's going to be a hideout in Goldoon where you all can meet, tinker around with your tools, basically converse without much worry of being overheard and that kind of stuff in the Empire or by the Empire. Let's flush. So I guess I'll start with Refi. What is, like, Goldoon is kind of an outpost town, an Empire luxury city. What would this hideout be in the city?
Oof. I don't want it to be a warehouse because it's super boring. I almost want it to be a bungalow that was originally owned by a Hutt crime family that was repossessed by the Empire, and nobody's taken it over yet because they don't want to piss off the hut. So it's just kind of started to get a bit of dust, and it's just this unclaimed section of the ritzier vacationing part, if that sounds interesting to people.
That sounds great. So an old hut bungalow.
Very few stairs. They don't like stairs.
Cam, what is the most I guess either defensible or good aspect of this hideout?
It has a vault in the bottom where the huts probably used to either hide their stash or money or something, but it's not easily accessible. It's something that you have to know that it's there in order to get to it. And we've rejiggered it to be like a bolt hole. So we can either hide stuff or hide ourselves in there.
Nice. Varsk, what's the downside of this bungalow?
I mean, it's supposed to be unoccupied, so we can't just casually, enter and exit. We can't be turning lights on and making noise. We have to, you have to make your way into the interior of the building, and you can relax a little bit, but stay away from the windows, keep the lights down, and don't let people see you come in and out.
Gotcha. And Emmett, what's the amazing discovery that was made inside the bungalow just today?
I think Emmett just kind of found like basically the treat stash, just like the part of the larder that just didn't get cleared out, and they had a lot of like really fancy shit, like nicely preserved. So we're just like downing like the equivalent of like full cans of caviar just because we can.
Yeah, so I think we will cut in like to this like table where there's just this luxurious spread of Star Wars food that is from like every different types. I mean, we have so many different races of people. It's got to be like Refi has to be eating something different than Varsk, than Cam, than Emmett, of course. And I think there are a few live specimens which are still going well, which you're not huts, so they're fine. But yeah, I think the camera will focus in on Refi first, as you like have this, like, do you have like, does Refi drink? Do they indulge in much luxury? Or
Of course not. It's unprofessional. So Refi has a little bit of Five Blossom bread, this delicacy from Naboo that they explain is pretty tasty. It's made with a kind of honey, but that's about it. Nowhere near the level of gorging that Emmett seems to be doing.
Gotcha. And I think this place is a secret hideout and everything. So yeah, I think what does Refi do? Well, when they hear the sound of a explorer droid outside, like a drone kind of
That like
Yeah.
Hold up a pair of fingers to the crew, and then they'll start to head off to investigate it. Look back. Maybe Emmett thinks that Refi's looking back to check on Emmett, but really it's because the targeting device is there, and Refi decides to head on with their rifle upstairs to destroy whatever droid is around.
Gotcha. Cam, the refi's heading off alone. Is it the heroic thing to let someone travel off with this kind of danger in play?
So I think Cam was actually in like he had been grabbing like piles of like pudding and stuff like that and just kind of shoving it in his maw. And whenever the fingers go up, an alert's taken, it kind of pauses, and I think the pudding kind of drips out, and it like drips onto the table a little bit. And he sees Refi head upstairs, and he waits a breath or two, and then slowly gets up and kind of clumsily makes his way towards the stairs, just so if anything happens, he can provide backup by leaping up the stairs at the last minute. Yep.
Gotcha. As Refi, I think as you make your way to how do you make your way to a window to the roof to look over things? Are you how
Ooh.
stealthy are you being, basically?
I think Refi is being pretty stealthy and planning on heading up to the roof because they like to be detached, apart, overwatch, that kind of thing. So
I
that
think
seems
that
like
might be doing something risky. What do you
I
think?
love it. Let's do something risky. I'm very good at risking. So I have a +2 in cold.
And I think this will increase your pulse, won't it?
It will. Oh, I rolled that is boxcars, so that is all as good as it gets. Yay me.
Yeah. So you succeed. You get to the roof without anyone noticing. I think that the reason that this thing isn't noticing you is that this isn't a reconnaissance drone as much as
Interesting.
it has this. You see, it is decked out in pastels and like stickers, and it has this glittery like LED sign that like shimmers with like different colors of the rainbow it goes through as it says Cupcake Sweets, Bakery of Delights, presenting a meet and greet with Janella Jantek. This evening, meet the vid star of the galaxy, the vid star heroine of the galaxy.
Nice. And you said that we had been here long enough to set up some cover and get this set up. So
Yeah.
because it's on the NPC, I'm guessing I know that Cupcake Sweets is a person who,
Morian Baker.
yeah,
She's like the
cool.
gossip hound of Goldoon. Everyone, if you didn't know her, she would have gone out of her way to know you and try to know what you know.
Yeah, that's okay. Sling the rifle and slip back down to the others. Still don't want the droid to know we're here because damn, she's nosy. It's fine. It's a Cupcake Sweets thing, not Imperial droid. Might be an opportunity. Some holovid star, Refi says, not lying because Refi totally knows who Janella Gentek is, but some holovid star or something is supposed to be making an appearance. Could be an opening we need if a distraction would help.
Refi, are you suggesting that we split up and someone hit the cupcake stand and someone else go to the cloning facility?
No, we could split up, but perhaps some people from the facility might be interested and they may be a little lighter staff. I don't know.
That's a good thought.
Thinking of skill sets of the PCs.
Yeah. As this conversation is going down Varsk, I think you are getting I think you're getting a signal from the chain breakers that Emmett, you've set up a that counter or the collecting signal. So you're technically also getting the chain breakers missive that's coming in.
Mhm. Yeah.
And Varsk, I think it is like this very I imagine like League of Supervillains, Mockingbird, the silhouette that like a masculine silhouette, even though the voice is decoded, sort of like the Master from Fallout, where it's masculine, feminine, neutral all throughout the entire thing. And this missive brings out, I think, the a warning that it updates. Janella Jantek is supposed to arrive on Bandomeer to go to Gold Dune for a meet and greet, for lack of better terms, but that there seems to be there is likely to be a heist for her DNA, as it seems like the Chainbreakers have gotten a missive of their own that they decoded that looks like they may be trying to make clones of the greatest vid star in the galaxy for their own nefarious purposes.
And am I tasked with trying to prevent that?
I think it's basically like, they're letting you this is this is not this would be a way to find, like, maybe get a way into the cloning facility. Maybe prevent it, maybe allow it to go on just enough to get inside. But this
Okay.
is more
So
of
that- right. The attempt to heist her DNA may, I see, follow whoever does it, follow them back, or
it may provide opportunities.
I was going to say, what stage are we in on the whole scoping out our target stage? Are we like seconds away from kicking down the door? Do we not even know where it is yet?
I think you've not. I think Refi has the only one that's been inside for whatever reasons we want to say, but that it's been scoped out. Like you are almost in. Like you're looking for a way in to initiate the plan. Basically, this would be like mid-season to late season start, I guess.
All right, and so she's showing up today.
She is showing up today. She met the meet and greet is today, but she may stay on the planet longer than just a day.
Yeah.
So you're not sure when the heist of DNA is planned yet.
All right. Yeah. And is this like a thing that's like, it's been on her tour sheet for like months now, and if they were planning it, they probably already meticulously planned it? Or is it like, oh shit, we just realized she's coming here, they're throwing together a team?
I think let's check out. It seems like you're being curious. This might be wanting to read a person on Janella from far away about her tour schedule.
All right, I can do that. All right, I guess I know my pop stars.
Well, you
got a
at least
10.
know your research materials. So you get to ask 2 questions that you see fit and take +1 to acting on them when you do.
Okay, let's go over to the questions.
There's no list. This is the ones you see fit.
Oh, okay. All right. So when I take
think
a good
one
look
was
at
like,
someone,
is this regular, like, set up on our schedule, was one, right?
yeah. Is this a surprise, or is this well planned?
This is a surprise. She was nearby. It seems that it looks like she was like politely invited, in that don't say no to the Empire, politely invited.
Okay. So this is kind of like a surprise on her side. Is it a surprise on our targets, or are they behind this?
You get the I think you start like following the trail. Lim Uin spent about what would be amounted to like $250,000 in creds to get this meet and greet set up.
Okay. Yeah, because I was gonna say, if this was a surprise for both sides, we might have an opportunity to sneak in and like pretend to be the bounty hunters who are gonna get this for them, and then like heist our own job. But if they've already got like a team worked out, we'll probably just be messing with their team.
Gotcha. Yeah, you definitely find the trail, the cred trail of this. Yeah, but the missive is basically letting you know this opportunity, letting you know you should not, at the very least, you should not allow someone else to be captured for the facility itself. But
Mhm.
I mean, no matter what, they're not going to be expecting us to get involved. They're going to be, focused on their mission. It's a chance to heist the heist.
What do you think, Cam?
I think we can do it. Yeah.
It's a good opportunity. We should take advantage of it.
Any chance to take some of those people out is good. Is a good thing.
Yeah,
Especially if it means
Sorry.
especially if it means taking their skimmer and their access codes at the same time.
Yeah.
Refi, what's the signal that you get when your employer wants to get a hold of you?
Ooh. I think that Keen, like there's a little alert that Keen blurps out, and so I move over, grab that. I want to make sure that droid didn't mark that anyone was here. I'll be back. Then Refi's just gone, just leaving, just like walking away.
And meanwhile, Emmett has shifted from kind of like showing food into the hood, and then just kind of like starts stashing stuff. We're going into town. I'm gonna sell some of this shit for sure.
Gently used caviar.
Only half drunk wine. Refi, when you get to a quiet and secluded place, when you activate the hollow projector or whatnot,
Yeah, I
Lim's
love that,
face,
like little palm hollow projector deal.
Lim's long, elongated neck and face comes into view, and he has this giddy look on his face, like a child finding their favorite candy, something you've never seen before.
I
have a job for you, a good one, an easy one.
All right.
I need the DNA sample of one Janella John Tech. I believe there's a meet and greet going that'll be available for the common person today. And how do they usually pay? Like, besides the cloning, do they pay you? Is this just a?
I think they pay for incidentals. Like maybe I have to go through an annoying ass invoicing system and itemize all my things. And occasionally there's like several missives back and forth asking about why exactly did you need this particular thing? And I hate that. But the pay is all about, well, it's X amount percentage of effort to complete the clone type deal. Like maybe we have a contract that there's a certain amount of work I've got to do, and each of these count as a marker towards that. Does that
Gotcha.
work?
That's fine. Yeah, you have been tasked to get that DNA sample for Lim.
We were using this opportunity to gather some information. One of the team members has found that the cloning facility wants to obtain her.
There's momentary pause. But I would have her too. That's okay.
All right. I'll do it.
Though I want my supply before theirs gets in. So be quick about it.
Of course.
Yeah, not the holographic projection will cease. Ooh, actually, I think I've let me script change that. Instead of you getting a DNA sample, he wants you to sabotage her ship so she cannot leave Goldoon.
Ooh, that's neat.
Yeah.
Okay, that sounds good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So you've gotten your mission. Does everyone else want to start? Does anyone else want to go back to the scene with Emmett, Varsk, and Cam to talk about plots for this? We want to start heading into town to go to the bakery and see the impending stardom arrive, scope out the position. What is oh, go ahead, Stephen, I see you unmuted.
Oh, I just unmuted because I was like, I don't see much we could do to actually develop character interaction at this point. Maybe
Gotcha.
after we get through something. Yeah.
Yeah. So let's say that it's time to start like scoping out the location then. Cam, who do you pick to be your second on like your vantage scoping?
I think I pick Varsk to go with me.
Nice.
So that I think that I'll be able to handle anything that comes up, but I think Varsk is better at handling the people.
Gotcha. So yeah, and are you scoping out? Do you want to be scoping out the bakery itself, or like the area around where Janelle is supposed to be? Maybe.
Specifically, I think I'd be searching out the security. So this would be the outside of the facility for things like where would be the vantage points where security would set up, and what kind of security crew did they bring in?
Gotcha. So I think you guys are walking through Goldoon. Like, this is a very luxurious empire town. It's like I'd say like a community town or a mining town kind of thing, but made for the people who actually are at the top of the chain for this place. And it's like there are like small buildings, but they're all made of fine materials. It's like a miniature Coruscant in many regards. As you're walking through these streets, neighborhoods, like this bakery itself is just grand beyond the needs for a bit. It's like a 3-story bakery with a basement as well, and has grand lights. This I think you see like a lot of people. There are people camping out now to get the tickets to see Janella when she arrives from that droid throwing things around. But you also see like this one large Wookiee with this headpiece that most Wookiees usually don't wear, and several other people of various toughnesses and species roaming around the bakery and setting up as you and Varsk walk through the streets.
So I feed that information back as we go through. I ask Vars, did you see anything else? And as we basically, I report back to Refi and A62 because I know they're going to be, hitting this point, hitting this place to a certain extent. So we want to know where everything is. And I'm like, okay, we've got a Wookiee, we have other guards, they're positioned here, here, and here, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, but while you are, I guess that means you are going to be scouting the area. Do you think that's doing something risky of putting your position in?
Yeah, we can
Risk.
do that. Basically the risk would be whether or not I get noticed as well.
I believe so. Yes.
Okay, so let's roll that. That is with
Cold or cool. I'm not sure if which we have. Cold. That's correct.
okay.
Damn,
That's a 10
we are doing well today.
for now.
Yeah.
These dice
so-
are hot.
Yeah, so you will be able to also you can get into whatever position you see fit with a roll like that.
And I think in this case, what that situates, what that means is that we were kind of looking for a good spot to observe the security points. And I think I step out almost into, clear view as I think, I'm trying to spot where the rest of the security guards are. And I think Varsk pulls me back in and then points out, there's that other guard right there. Don't get made by him. So we have a good spot where we can observe them. Does that sound good?
Yeah, Varsk, as you're watching with Cam, I think you noticed that well, did Varsk leave any family behind? Is there a reason he's so shut off that you can think of or that comes to mind?
I mean, I think Vars lost all of his family, and that's actually why he's shut off. Yeah.
And I think if that's one, then if I may, I think one of the security guards you're noticing is someone from the old hometown, so to speak, because even though it's a large galaxy, it's always smaller than we'd like. And I think someone who had escaped the whatever took out your family did not affect them, but they are walking around. They seem to be a part of the security team, but you may have an in that you did not realize. Or like, what do you do when you notice this person from home or this old tie to your past?
Yeah. I think that's too good of an in to let by. Yeah, I guess I'll tell Cam, like, I know them. It's been a long time, but they'll remember me.
You think you can lean on them?
Well, I'm wondering, do we tell them that they're going to get hit? Try to disrupt their plans before they even get started?
I guess that all depends on how much you trust them. You're basically bringing them into our group by making contact. Do you want to reveal yourself to them?
Do I want to? No. But the more the job goes sideways for these guys, the easier it's going to be to get the drop on them.
So maybe one of us should approach them so that they don't recognize you. And do they owe you?
No. But if I talk to them, I think they're more likely to believe me than a stranger.
Ah, I see.
So do you go up to them? Do you or do you like attempt to maybe wave them down, get them over to you, or how do you approach?
I think so. I think this whole job, we're just trying to like sow a little chaos and then catch them in the aftermath. So the whole job is kind of a gambit, and if it all goes horribly, the hope is like, well, we're not really exposing what our actual goals are, and we can back off and just try something else next time. So high risk, high reward is maybe the way to go. And I think that's kind of Varsk's attitude in general anyway. So
Gotcha. So you gonna just walk up to them and wave them down, or
yeah, I mean, I think the tact is to try to get them to like keep this secretive between them. Like he doesn't want this
gotcha.
person to like reveal them to the rest of their team. So it's going to be kind of a yeah. I think the tact is, hey, I've got some secret inside info, and because we know each other, I want to like
Yeah,
let
like,
you know.
You can get their attention when they're going like checking the trail of people waiting to buy tickets or whatnot, like get them into an alley and away from the other groups of people. But yeah, when they finally notice it's you and like come off to a secluded area away from the others, his eyes light up. He looks you up and down. Varsk, I thought you were dead.
It's come close a few times, but not yet.
And let me see a Bothan name off the top of this name and species helper. There's a, oh no, the Bothans aren't on at this time.
Yeah, I think if
Oh,
you just Google Bothan name generator, there is one somewhere.
yeah, I'll just be very quick and say Lev, or what I'll borrow from the Chiss names. And Lev is a bit surprised, but still it's great to see, like moves in like for some kind of like Bothan handshake, hug, other symbol of recognition with you.
Lev, I wouldn't bother you, but I can't tell you how I know this, but you're the charge you're protecting, they're going to need protecting.
Wait, what? I know I'm a bodyguard. Are you planning to attack them?
No, not me. I just got some info.
Yeah.
And when I saw you'd be in the line of fire, I figured I should let you know.
He's a bit skeptical. I think you might need to throw your charm here.
Okay.
So with this dice roll, we'll be fine.
Well, it's telling me I lost connection with the.
Yeah, just
Dice
refresh. It'll.
Yeah, I had to refresh too.
There
It's
we
a
go.
6.
Yep. I think Lev raises an eyebrow, is quite curious about this. And how did you come to this information, Varsk?
He's just gonna lie. Yeah, I was up for the job, but I didn't take it.
I think with that 6, he sees through that lie and just like you can tell he's making a mental note to keep an eye out for you as he's backing away. And he is probably going to go tell someone that there is, there's a threat to the charge. That is the most important thing right now. It more important than, I may know who's, well, it helps that he may know who's doing it on his end, he thinks.
Yeah, if anything, he's going to be paying too much attention to me instead of the people who
Yeah.
are actually coming that we want them to.
Yeah.
It's telling everyone, yeah, keep an eye out for the Spothen. they're gonna miss the real threat. Oh well, it was worth a shot.
Yeah, and I think Cam that's going on. I think you see like standing out, like she comes outside the bakery. You see the Gamorrean cupcake sweets, who has this like pink pastel, like way too girly speech collar around her throat that translates her grunts into this sing-songy Paula Dean-esque voice. And she's going out to like, just like check out the line outside her bakery. Just you can see her swelling with pride as she's like going, like getting so like letting in some of the guards and stuff, security, to like go around and like walk around inside. Though I think the bakery is still open to customers at this time as well, but not just the ones lining up for the tickets. What do you do?
So I think whenever she came out, if you don't mind, I think she also had like one of those trays with like little pastries on it, and it has like, it's a sample tray. And I kind of get up in line. I'm not gonna cut in line, but I'm gonna stand there kind of off to the side, so whenever she comes through, I'm gonna take ooh, yeah, I'm gonna take one of the samples. And I think I'm gonna try to figure out. You said she's very prideful about this, but I'd like to know, is she in on this? Is she just trying to get a visitor? Is she just trying to get a high quality visitor, or was she in on trying to help them take Janella or steal some of her genetic material?
Ooh, so you want to read a person? It seems.
I think I do.
Yes, that's fine. Let's read this Gamorrean.
Okay. I think that's a 7.
So you get to ask 2, but she gets to ask one of you in return.
So I guess the first question is going to be, do you wish harm upon Janella? Are you trying to steal her genetic, are you trying to steal from her or take her prisoner? Yeah.
Ooh, and I think you get the feeling that she's in on like she's in on the fact that this is out of character for Janella. She's in this for the money. She's been paid to be the spot, to be here, to be the locale. But beyond being paid, she's not actively malicious. But you can get, Cupcake Sweets enough to know that she will protect her income when it comes down to it.
Okay, so Janella isn't her priority. Her priority is the shop and probably the customers as well.
Janella is not concerned. What happens to Janella is not a concern to her as long as Janella shows up.
Okay. My second question is going to be, I'm not sure. Does she have a question for me?
Yeah, I think her question will You seem to be a big, capable, strapping lad. Are you looking to earn a few extra creds tonight? Do you need any opportunities or a job? She is basically looking to see if you want to work security for her.
Yeah, I definitely want to work security for you. Will you pay me in sweets? You know, she can pay me in creds, but I want sweets as well.
If as long as she can get away with paying you in products, she is more than happy with that.
Yeah. I think I'm going to take, like half and half, because that way the product, I can take it back to Emmett, who seems happy with that. And I kind of feel sorry for the guy being left behind all the time.
Fair.
And my second question, well, does anyone at the table have an idea for a second question? So the only other thought I had, and it's not fully formed, is maybe what would it take for her to be happy with us making out that her sweet shop protected Janella? So we're trying to prevent Janella from getting kidnapped or have stuff stolen from her. But what would it take for her to be happy with that process, as opposed to Janella being kidnapped or stolen from?
She again, like she would be fine if Janelle got kidnapped as long as it made our store notorious. Basically, you would basically have to put her store first, her business, before your job, I guess.
So sort of make it look like the people she hired protected Janella, so they're good enough
to
protect other customers as well. Okay.
That'd be fair. Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, and I think unless anyone wants any more out of this scene, I would transfer probably with Emmett and Refi to like the docking bay where Janella's ship came in.
What kind of pimp ride is Janella Gentech in these days?
Oh, I think this is a nostalgia. This is like a pimped out Millennium Falcon. But like, imagine like what the equivalent of spinning rims, of bling, of
nice,
a custom license plate that is too glam for you or whatever.
Oh god.
Like it's big enough to hold her staff as well, of course, and security.
And it's just sitting there like bouncing on the spot. Like, God, I want those pulsars. He's just like muttering under his breath about like the little bits and pieces that he can spot on this ship that would be valuable or interesting or just neat. He's like, you can't do anything with that, but I want it.
Refi's there with Emmett, probably checking things out on the scope, but listening, which maybe Emmett's not used to. And I think they would like to try to scope, is there anything that looks nice and blingy on that ship that, if taken, would prevent the ship from being able to leave? Yeah, that's what I'm trying to clock. Is there a thing that I can motivate Emmett to steal that will do my job for me?
Do you want to read Emmett?
Am I reading Emmett?
Or I don't know if there's like a read a situation move. Would that be reading Janella, perhaps?
What about strings? Do you have strings on Emmett?
Ooh.
That's true. I could just like cut to the chase and say this blingy thing, and okay, yeah, let's do.
Oh, and Vars, don't forget to mark experience for that fail. I forgot.
I'm glancing over at the tempting. So attempt some animatic. Spin a string, name what you want them to do. If they do it, they get to mark EXP. Sweet. So yeah, Refi scopes it out for a little bit. They bring their rifle down, lean over and look up at Emmett in the big suit. if you were to disable this ship, you'd have a lot more opportunities to snag some of those parts. I could help you by keeping lookout. Make sure you don't get caught.
Oh.
And I'll totally spin a string to tempt you.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Honestly, I think the temptation is to get Emmett to not ask questions about why you're cool with this, because he would
Exactly.
do it for free.
All right. Yeah, the temptation is no questions asked, no Imperial entanglements, no questions asked.
All right. Yeah. Emmett is on board with this plan.
Plan.
And I think he's just like a little bit excited to kind of show off to you, basically. And it's like, yeah, just watch me do this.
Yeah, so this sounds like it may be a couple of roles.
Oh, I am following my employer's roles. I just or orders. So I am giving a string to Lim.
Okay. So let me note that in the NPCs.
And Emmett gets an XP, right?
Emmett is taking the string, so Emmett gets
Yeah.
an XP. Thank you for that as well.
Okay. So I think to start, I'm doing something risky, right?
Yep.
All right, getting in my droid, and I'm gonna go see if I can get on this ship.
So you are powering
under
up your
it.
heart. Do you want to spend any pulse?
How does that work? Walk me through
I don't
that
think
real
you
quick.
like the only thing it could give you right now would be a +1 forward. Everything else like heal damage or heal conditions or like save it for rerolls, things like that.
All right. Yeah, I think I've only got the one pulse right now, so I think I'm just gonna hold on to it. So I'm just gonna go for it. I got I'm rolling with a 0 on this one, since I'm agile, but I am not cool. Oh boy, this will be fun.
Wait, before we make things terrible, is there help? Is there a way for me to notch
Yeah,
this up?
I got a 6, so we're close.
Read a person harm, do something risky, defend, throw your charm, engage in conflict. Ready your heart, pulling strings.
Strings?
Oh yeah. I used my only string. Ah,
Oh,
dang, and pulse is just for my own. You wield a heart, you can
And
nope.
they don't have enough pulse to
Yep. Dang, harsh. Okay, good luck.
so one thing mechanically, if you really wanted to do that, you could see, is there a move that would let you gain a string with them that you could immediately spend to give them +1? I don't see anything, but
Yeah, I don't either.
know.
Okay, it is what it is.
I'm here for chaos. Just hit me with
Yeah.
it.
What? Surprise? You're playing a Jawa in a robot and you don't want to be cautious? What?
I think you are in your mech and the legend of A62 is still alive and terrifying. One of these guards, at the very least, survived one of A62's rampages and lets out the manliest yelp as you come around the corner and just like grabs a big ass blaster and like I think that this is just a stormtrooper level of missing shots at you until like 2 other people join in with this guy and one blaster finds its way home. Do you want to take 2 harm or mark a condition?
I think I want to mark a condition. I think I want to mark insecure. I for sure want to mark insecure. Emmett was just like, I'm just gonna do this cool thing. Refi actually like acknowledged it like a skill I have. I'm gonna be, and it just like immediately fell to shit.
Yeah, Refi, Emmett's being shot at.
Did Emmett didn't even get to the point of doing what I wanted him to do, right?
No, he
Didn't get
turned
that
the
close.
corner and just like he didn't even make it on the ship.
Oh, jeez. They're firing on him, so I'm going to defend him at this point. Let's see. Oh, yeah, but that's weird though. When you defend, and I'm back on Overwatch, so how do I take the harm they would take? I'm happy to take the harm. I just don't know if fictionally that makes sense. So maybe I'm engaging in conflict
You would be
instead.
drawing their
Drawing
fire.
fire?
away,
Okay.
yeah.
Cool. That sounds great. Then I'll do that. So I will defend someone from harm, rolling with daring. On a hit, I'll take the harm they would. So they'll see me as a more dangerous thing. That sounds awesome. I am using my heart.
Okay.
So I'll be doing that thing. Here we go. Defending someone actually is going to increase my pulse. So
Yep.
we'll go ahead and do that, but I'm not good at it really. So good luck. Huh,
Didn't
another
need to be.
12. Oh, it added a 1 instead of subtracting. I'm sorry. That
Even
would have
then,
been
10. So
that would have been a 10. Yeah. So wow, I'm not bad at this thing. This whole thing. 10 plus, I choose 2. So I will impress whoever I'm defending and take a string on them.
Hell yeah.
I had your back. And I want to make these guys mark a condition. Condition of suppressed or
think
oppressed if they
I think the condition is vulnerable.
Okay,
This,
yeah, that sounds good. Yeah, keep it nice and simple. Sounds awesome.
I think this is the official condition you apply to NPCs.
Okay.
But yeah, I think you start laying down fire, and then and they like the way this happens is like they realize that A62 has allies. This is not like A62 at all. The tactics have changed. Run while you still can, and they just begin like the few shots fire at them. I think like maybe like hits one of their guns like out of their hands, and that's when they just start freaking out and like running back onto the ship.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there is like there is the sound of a distant alarm going off that is alerting the Empire itself that something is happening. Whatever you're going to do, you will have to do fast.
All right, Emmett. I say out a little comm unit. Cleared the way. Take care of it and get out of there. We'll be fine.
Yeah. I think AC62 is gonna take advantage of the fact that everybody's like running onto the ship and trying to secure the way in to just like sneak right under the ship and just like get up and just kind of like jump up and start like pulling bits off of the bottom of it.
Okay. That sounds like does sound like a move, but
is this gonna be like an ongoing like firefight? Because I'm down to do it as an engaging conflict.
yeah, I think this would definitely be engaging in conflict, as I think they're going to get more people, basically. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So yeah, I will go ahead and roll that.
And take +1 forward from your roll to I think your missive from Janella earlier. You know about her ship, I think.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do it. That's an 8. That's not terrible. It's right down the middle. Okay. Yeah.
You may choose an extra, but they will also get to choose an extra if you do that. And you get to choose a base.
I mean, yeah, I'll take something from them.
Yeah, and I think you end up taking like what would have in the I'm just imagining this is a gigantic D-sized battery style thing that is like actually makes it so that these rims and everything like it's the buffer that makes all the extra stuff not take up like not be anti-aerodynamic.
Yeah, you know how they got like those the fucking pod racing thing from the one nobody likes, but they had like the big blasty like sci-fi lasers that go back and forth. There's like a special one of them that like basically all it does is it makes it pink.
Yeah.
But also it is actually a legitimately very important component. So yeah, I'm just gonna grab that boy.
Yeah, like the ship turns like this dull gray as like the color field disappears, and but like again, like it'll make everything aerodynamic can't fly now. So Yeah, Emmett, you are just running off the ship, running away from the ship as I think like some people are coming out, like I think they're like looking out, like seeing you run off with that, and like we're alive. Check for bombs. Yeah, you guys have disabled the ship. You have done what your employer wanted, Refi.
Sweet. At minimal risk to myself.
Yeah, I think back upon the scene at Cupcake Sweets, a lot of the guards are getting alerts from the ship of Janella itself. And Cam and Varsk, you see like every guard at the shop except for two run off back towards the docking bay.
So I think I'm one of the guards that's inside the cupcake shop. And I see all these guards run off, and I'm gonna radio back to Emmett and to A62 and Refi and say, hey, you know, guards are headed back towards the shop. You know, you might want to make sure that you're in a good hidden position. And but I'm gonna keep standing guard here and playing my role. How about you, Varsk?
Yeah, I would say Varsk.
I guess I'm asking A62 and Refi, like, is this it? Did is it the what are we were is it the cloners hitting
Is the target on the move?
hitting the target? Yeah.
I think Emmett's gonna maybe see if Refi will answer that. And if not, we'll come up with something.
Yeah, I'll answer it. Not yet, but you guys need to make sure the target is secure in case they do. It's totally a non-answer.
Does anyone have any eyes on Janella? Do we know where she is?
She's not in her ship.
Oh, I think I'm gonna go find the patron of this shop, the owner of this shop. What was her name again?
Cupcake Sweets.
Okay, so I'm gonna go find Cupcake, and I'm gonna say, you know, it would look bad for the shop if Janella doesn't even make her appearance here. Is she in the shop yet? Where is she?
Oh yes, honey, she's upstairs, top
Okay.
floor. She'll be glad to take you up there since you're part of the guard.
Does she have her own private security, or do we need to cover this?
Well, I guess it wouldn't hurt for you to meet her new security anyway. She has at least one bodyguard up there. A second would be very nice right now.
Absolutely. With the amount of security that's leaving now, you know, everybody's headed back towards the parking lot where everybody's going to take off from. I'll go up and make sure that Janella's secure.
Yeah. As you get upstairs, there is that big Wookiee guard with the earpiece in their ear, standing just blocking the door. If there is a door behind him, you can't see. And Cupcake will greet you. I think translate a little for you, unless Cam actually speaks Wookiee.
No, I don't think so. So the Wookiee is not very friendly towards me. Is that correct?
I think he's not friendly until he finds out that you're part of the guard, and then
Yes.
it's like immediately softens up.
Great. And I kind of give him the whole, you know, salute to a fellow soldier or something like that. And I ask him, you know, I ask her, is Janella doing okay? Have you put eyes on her, because there's some disturbance going out, you know, outside?
Oh, she should be mighty comfortable here. I give everyone just a top-notch experience. The Wookiee will like growl out something. He wants to know if you want to get your customary autograph.
I would like to see Janella. Yes.
Yeah, he'll step away from the door. There's like this door that's like a good third of the size shorter than the Wookiee that will open up, and there is a beautiful pink-skinned woman inside the room who is doing her makeup while a Zeltron man is brushing her hair.
I think I duck to get inside the door, and I kind of look around, and I say, "Ma'am, I'm here to protect you. I just wanted to introduce myself, and if you have any problems," and I think I'm going to slide her a communicator and say, "If you have any problems, just tap on this, and I will be there personally."
Give me, yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
So give me a throw your charm roll, I think.
Fantastic. And that is with hot.
It is.
I've got some hot. Let's see. But not enough to make up for those dice. So that's a 5 total.
So mark experience as Janella looks at the communicator, looks up at you. I think there's like this languid, almost laconic bit as she just says, kind of snidely, "And what will you do if I'm in, what will you do, and what have you done?"
And I think I flippantly say, "Well, man, we don't want to find out. Hopefully this is, just a simple burglary. All the everybody outside will come back. You'll have your crowd and everything will go off easy."
I thought coming to a rich place like this would mean I didn't have to worry about people stealing from my ship.
Well, we don't know that anyone's stolen anything from your ship yet, ma'am, but things like this do go on. There's plenty of guards, you can see. If we were at a poorer place, there wouldn't be any guards and things would just be gone.
She sighs and I think like hands the communicator back to the Zeltron behind her to put in his ear. And then she will, I think like she like takes you fully in. And again, like there's this kind of like too good for this place aura about her. And are all the residents like you?
Ma'am, as you know, there are other residents here, but they all differ from me, and I like it that way. There are some rumors that there are cloners here, and I don't like the idea that I might, there might be other people that look just like me out there. I'm sure you can understand.
I'm not worried about people that look like you. I'm worried about, well, a Bothan I've heard about might want my head.
There are Bothans. I know Bothans. I don't know about anyone wanting your head. Is there a reward out for this Bothan?
There will be. Go find out about it.
I will. And I'll keep my eyes out for this. And I'll step right outside the door with the Wookiee.
Yeah. And while this is going on, Varsk, I think are you outside with the crowd that's like in the line, or have you gone off with the guards to check on the ship when that got under assault?
I mean, I think Varsk's concern is that the somehow the guards were drawn off intentionally, and that things are going to happen quickly. So I guess I'm just waiting for the cloners to reveal themselves.
Gotcha. So it sounds like you might be defending the shop itself, not exactly taking damage for it, but maybe taking their push them where you want, or take their hiding place from them. If that sounds good to you.
Sure.
Yeah, let's roll to defend with daring.
That's something with modified.
And
That's a
does your
7.
heart? Yeah, I think. Does your heart give you
I
a
think I
plus
get-
one?
I think I get armor when I'm
Oh
defending.
yeah, you get armor when you're defending. So yeah, you do you want to push them where you want? Take something from them? Oh, that's defend. That's engage. I'm looking yeah, avoid their hits, retort back, impress. I was looking at engage in conflict. I'm sorry. Yeah, I think this would be making them mark vulnerable, like make them start exposing themselves, kind of thing.
Yes, yeah, that they're just
Yeah, so I
revealing.
think like it is this is when like a grand thoroughfare begins playing as the Kaminoan Empire savant Lim Uin is being led down the streets, just a grand magistrate one-man parade being thrown for him, his herald blowing some kind of Star Wars trumpet instrument. This Twi'lek indentured servant, spreading precious flower petals in front of him as he comes to the bakery on foot. And if anything, that a Kaminoan is definitely going to be working with the people who are cloning others. So this is a definite sign. Do you want to intercept him, follow him and watch what he's doing?
Yeah, I think I'm following to see what he does, and
Yeah. He will make it to like the front of the line. Just I think there are people who are, a few of them are upset that he's cutting in line, but most of them say nothing, and the few that would say something are being silenced by those who would care about them. And you see Cupcake Sweets come out and start talking to him like in Gamorrean as they are talking. Like I think he even like starts grunting back to her in their the common tongue. So unless you speak Gamorrean, you don't know the exact words going on. But he starts being led inside, and you notice the besides the Wookiee upstairs, the two guards that were inside the place that are not Cam wander outside the back, leaving Lim inside with just Cam and the Wookiee guard and Janella.
yeah, I think I message Cam and just say, looks like there's a what is it? Comedian? Camoan?
Kaminoan.
Kaminoan. There's a Kaminoan coming in, and it looks like All the defenses were gone except you and the Wookiee.
So the cloners are here, I take it. Okay. I think I leave my comm on so that the Zeltron inside and the Wookiee next to me, as I turn to the Wookiee, I say, it looks like the defenses, the guards downstairs have been bought off. They just left. And there are cloners here probably trying to get genetic material from Janella. We should definitely get her out of the building, but we need to do this in a showy way possible so the audience outside sees it.
Yeah, the Wookiee seems worried, but not stressed. As it like as he ducks into the room as well, starts growling and speaking in Wookiees to Janella, and I think she has like this like watch with like a little pocket droid for her translations and stuff like that, so it doesn't have to like be following her around all the time. And she will I think she gets out. She like gets up and like pulls out a concealed blaster, checks it, makes sure it's loaded and everything, puts it back in her concealed space, and is ready to be let out.
Ma'am, may I suggest that maybe you start a rooftop concert that would put you in public view and prevent anyone from getting too close to you until we can get you evacuated.
I could do that, but I prefer to rely upon the goodwill of my security force to see me through.
Okay.
You want to sway or throw your charm or read, Janella?
So I'm sorry, is there a sway?
Throw your charm, like a not
Throw your charm?
sway, yeah.
That would give me a string. I don't think I care enough. I certainly can. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. That's a good idea. So let me roll that. And let the dice decide how that outcome looks. Oh, that's with hot, so that's +1. That's an 8. And an 8, I choose 2. I'll take a string on Janella and immediately. Is that how I spend it to tempt?
I think you can also choose to make them choose an option. They can promise to do what you want as well. But yeah, you could tempt as immediately also. But I think we should resolve throw your charm first before tempting.
Okay. I just wanted to look to see what the results of the temptation
Oh yeah,
was.
you could immediately tempt and say like go do the concert. She would basically. Like, you are correct with that.
Okay. So yeah, I'll take a string, and I don't want to make her vulnerable. And yeah, let's say they promise you something they think you want.
Yeah, she'll promise to go put on the concert and start this up early for free, I guess. Since since people haven't paid for their tickets all the way through, so she'll start heading upstairs with the Zeltron behind her, like a small band coming out of the other rooms, I think.
And I kind of nod to the Wookiee and say we should set a trap here. And so I think the two of us will hold up the room. And then I will radio ahead to Refi and A62 and tell them, we're going to need evac with Janella to get her off world. Can you guys get a speeder and bring it over to the rooftop so we can get her out of here?
Ooh. I think this will be the last line, probably.
Who's that? I'm sorry. Who's that too?
To refine A62.
Yeah, we're on it. See you there.
Yeah. I think that will be the end, the scene to end this.
Can I like slight? There was one thing that like if we wait a whole week, I worry
Yeah, that's
that I'll
fine.
forget
What do you want to do?
it. But it was just a quick little pocket scene as we run away. I wanted to engage in the like soothe the heart with Emmett by encouraging him. Like
That is
Aw.
fair.
awesome. So I think Refi pats the carapace and that it was some good teamwork. You worked well under pressure there. And I will roll my pulse, which is real good right now at a 3. So if I can do that soothing. And of course I roll boxcars. Holy crap, this dice roller is bananas. So with it's you have to advance the move. So even though they're listed, you have to actually actively advance it with a improvement, which means it's just a 10 plus. On a hit, I'll choose 2 up to 2 from below. And I don't have to pay anything for it because it wasn't 7 to 9. So you can clear your insecure condition. I don't think you took any harm.
Yeah. Just
And
the one.
I didn't choose not to take harm in my defend somebody. So should I have some harm from getting shot at by those guys?
I think
I'm happy
because
to have it.
I was going to say their guns were close range, yours was far range. They were out of range to deal harm to you. I think yours was far range, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's far range for sure.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thank you. Sorry, I really wanted to get that move off, and
That is
actually,
fair. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, and you with that like I think the charming bit with you guys like running off to find now steal a speeder. This is a great game for Emmett.
This is
Yeah.
so good.
I'm good.
Yeah.
I get to do so much crime. It's great.
Yeah, so let's there is an end of session move, is there not?
I was looking for it. There's some
What's that?
downtime moves, kind of like in a Forged in the Dark.
Yeah, I don't think there's a I do not think there's an end of session move
But
here.
yeah, I don't think there's an end of session.
Remembering
move.
Apocalypse World burned over, so let's I guess let's do stars and wishes. I will do as Rich does, wishes first, and stars on the way back around. So whoever wants to start may.
Well, I have a wish that I definitely want to have some scenes with Cam and Varsk and like mix up. We paired off, which is cool for us to get to know each of the characters, but I'm looking forward to mixing things up so that I can have some scenes with them as well.
That's fair. Anyone next?
I'll go
Yeah.
next. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna like add on to that. I'm also excited to give Emmett kind of an opportunity to interact with NPCs and have them engage with them. I loved seeing the guards react to A62, but I'd also love to see people like outsiders deal with this. Like, what the fuck is this Jawa doing here?
Fair. Steven.
I was going to say I would like to see more interaction with some of the rest of the system. We've seen how I think I don't know if anyone's used Pulse. We've talked about Pulse a little bit, but
Well, I
there's
used it in
Pulse.
Soothing a Heart.
There we
So,
go.
yeah.
So we've got Pulse, and then we have and we've seen strings in play. I'd like to see how preparing your heart and breaking your heart works, and some of that
Gotcha.
interaction. And Soothe Your Heart, you spend Pulse for the harm that you heal, is that right?
So Soothe the Heart, you roll with your pulse.
Yes.
And if you have a 7 to 9, you have to spin pulse to take the options. On a 10 plus. You just get them both.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought that you still had to spend it on a 10 plus. That makes sense. Thanks.
You're welcome.
And Brian.
Yeah, I don't know, nothing specific. Yeah, I agree with everything that was mentioned, but yeah, just looking forward to seeing more of all these characters. They're all really interesting.
Okay, and if you would like, you may start with stars.
I'm always bad at remembering, specific things to start. But yeah, I had a very good time in Stars All Around. Looking forward to more.
Sweat. Stephen.
Well, specifically a star to Emmett, to Sydney for playing Emmett, because, you know, those are just my touchstones, right? I love seeing a Jawa. I love seeing a Jawa inside of a droid and a mech. That's just fantastic. So I love seeing that character in play. Stars to Varsk, to play off of, just so before I forget, Janella said that there was a Bothan who might be coming after her. Is that Varsk or is that the NPC Bothan? Ned.
No, I think that was as a result of Varsk failing to charm their old friend.
I will forget that next week, so I'm going to write that down. And then it was, to be honest, I also really like the little NPC of Ken. Is that right? Quinn? Your son?
I went with Keen. Yeah.
Keen. I like Keen. That's really awesome. Especially with that little detail, you can, see it barely in the picture, and then you added it in the NPC tab. That's brilliant. I really like that.
Thank you.
Yeah, Sydney. Next.
Yeah, I'm gonna give stars to Rich as well. I just really enjoy Revi, and I think we got a real good dynamic going, and I really enjoyed watching the Forsworn kind of take a little bit of advantage of the outsider there. I thought that was a really good way to kind of emphasize the vibe behind both of those playbooks, and it's got a good dynamic set up.
Yeah, and Rich then.
A star to you, Sawyer, for bringing Janella Gent. Who the hell expected a cameo? Star turning appearance from Janella Gentek, one of the PCs that has maybe been in the most different Star Wars Saturdays games. That was so good. I actually messaged Jolene hey, by the way, you're like a guest cameo. So I thought that was really, really fun. I also liked the Gamorrean Baker and the way that you tied in a number of the characters from previous Star Wars games in to your NPCs. That was really, really fun. It made it hard choosing who had hired my character. So, I guess that stopped making things hard on me for making everything interesting and making me choose. But Sydney, I really like Emmett. I did not realize that was a Jawa in a mech suit. When I saw the pic up there, I was just like, those are some big eyes. But man, now the Jawa in a mech suit is something I never knew I needed in Star Wars. And now I can't get enough. Stephen, the Lasat, I really, really dig Cam as a hero. I think that's really fun interpretation of Lasat. And I look forward to seeing him be more heroic as the Forsworn is forced to do evil things. And Brian, I really like when Barsk got a host, getting to know had this opportunity to connect with a buddy and still blew it. It was really amusing to me for a Frozen. I kind of reaching out, but I'm bad at it. It seemed appropriate.
This is why I don't do this.
Talking to people sucks.
Yeah. Thank you all. I will see you all next week then.